Hey guys, welcome back to Hype RC. In today's video, we have a new release from ARRMA. This is the new Mojave Grom. So just a few months ago, we got the Typhon Grom, and this thing was killer. It was a huge step up from the Granite, in my personal opinion, and it looks like they're not going to stop there. So I really wanted to see them come out with the Mojave short course truck next. I'm a big fan of short course trucks. I used to race that class, and they're just plain fun to go out and bash around. So we're going to get this thing over to the bench, see what comes out of the box, and then take it on a real nice bash. Stick around and check it out. Let's go ahead and take a look at what comes out of the box. We're going to start off with the SLT2 remote. This is the Spectrum remote. This is their budget version, but it's actually a pretty darn good remote. Easily one-handed drivable, comes with steering rate, steering trim. It does take 4 AA batteries. You can turn the throttle down to 75 or 50% on the back and reverse the servo. So this is a true RTR model. It comes with everything you need right out of the box, and so they do supply the 4 AA batteries that go with it. You also get your LiPo battery. This is a 1400 milliamp 30C2S battery, and then it does come with the microcharger. This is USB-C and USB. It does take a little while to use this one, but it does work to charge the battery up. You also get some shock spacers, a support card, a nice little kind of screwdriver hex on the back to take the wheels off to work on your rig, and a small Allen key. You get the Mojave Grom technical pack. This shows you how to change the pinion on the motor. Nice exploded view if you have to service your vehicle. And then you also get an instruction manual that kind of tells you how to charge the battery and set the remote up. And these are both good instruction manuals. And then, of course, you get the rig itself. Let's take an up-close look at the new Mojave Grom. And we'll start off by taking a look around the outside of this vehicle. So I love the realistic details that they put on this rig. I got mine in the blue and white. I think that livery is absolutely awesome. You do have a driver and a navigator. Got some skid plates on the top. Nice details. Fire extinguishers here on the rear. Nice heavy-duty supported bumper on the rear. Nice side skirts. Now this button right here is going to be how you take the body off. There's one on each side. Nice plastic grill on the front of this as well. Nice looking roll cage with a neon kind of yellowish green color. So I really like what they've done with this. You get Fortress D-boot tires that feel really nice. Love the matching rims as well. Let's go ahead and pop the body off of this rig. So to take the body off, you actually just push both of these buttons on both sides and the body lifts right off. We have a bunch of heavy duty structure underneath this body, so it should be extremely durable. That roll cage actually goes all the way through the top roof of this truck. So they have done an absolutely fantastic job with this body. I am extremely impressed with every time a new Grom comes out, exactly what they do to make it better and better each time. Now let's go ahead and take an up close look underneath the hood on this rig. So let's go ahead and start off with the electronics. So this is basically the exact same setup that we have in the Typhon Grom. We have a 380 brush motor that is 28 turns, nice heat sink, cooling fan, 25 amp ESC, same servo mounting system, oil-filled big bore shocks, and that's where the similarities stop. We have different shock towers, different chassis, different A-arms, different CVDs. The A-arms and the CVDs are actually just a little bit shorter than the Typhon Grom and the Granite, but we do have the same linkages on the arms down here. Now, these bumpers are also different, some nice concussion pads there, and they feel pretty darn stiff. But other than that, the similarities of those two kind of are in the electronic system. Looks like we also have a different length center drive shaft as well. But all in all, this rig looks absolutely amazing. Let's go ahead and sit this side by side with the Typhon Grom. Now that we have these two sitting side by side, you can tell there's some similarities, but there are definitely some major differences as well. So you can tell that the wheelbase is just a little bit longer in the Mojave, and I do say that the shocks are the same, but the spring rates are definitely different. Much stiffer springs over here on the Mojave, which makes sense because the body is much heavier. These chassis are definitely different. You're not going to be able to interchange those. The A-arms are definitely longer on the Typhon, as well as the CVDs in there, so those won't be interchangeable parts either. Now, this does have the upgraded diffs inside them. They are plastic output drives, but they do have the metal gears inside them, so that's a nice upgrade to see over here. Electronics are all the same. Shock towers are definitely different, and the tires are just a little bit bigger on the Typhon. So let's go ahead and get some batteries charged up and get this guy out for a bash. All right, guys, I had an absolute blast getting out and running the new Mojave Grom. This might be my favorite Grom so far. And jumping over the Typhon, that's pretty hard to do because that thing was an absolute blast. But I had a ton of fun with this rig. Short course trucks are one of my favorite race classes. I set up that small course, and this thing was just a lot of fun. So let's go ahead and dive into the pros and the cons on this rig. And the number one pro for me was the fact that this thing still hit 21 miles an hour. So the electronics and everything in this still perform very well. I'm not quite sure how it did that with the heavier body. The gearing seems to be the same. It does have the upgraded diffs in it, but this thing is plenty fast. Will I end up putting a brushless system in it? Yes, just because that's what I do, but does it need it? No, it does not. The servo actually performed very well too. The oil-filled shocks are set up just right for this. The tires are extremely good on this. Good for the dirt, good for that tarmac. They just performed all the way around very well. This thing looks amazing as well. The drivers, all the scaleness of the stickers and the decals on this thing is just an absolute blast to get out and bash around. And I could see hobby shops setting up small tracks for this and having 4 or 5 of these, you know, for entry-level guys to get into racing. And the price is absolutely awesome on this. $150 and you get everything you need on this rig. You get your battery, your charger, batteries for the remote. The SLT2 remote performed very well. I do not have a problem with this remote. It's not the fanciest one, but it actually performs very, very well. So no rig is absolutely perfect. The only con that I can actually think of is the fact that it's a proprietary battery system, which I have a bunch of hobby grade chargers and things like that. So I really don't need that or want that. But for a guy that's just getting into this hobby, or if you buy this for a kid, the smart battery system is actually a really good idea for this. It does take a little bit longer for the batteries to charge, but all in all, the system is good and it does work, you know. And I got like 25 minutes of runtime out of one battery. You know, I know that these are on back order, so that stinks that you can't go out and get an extra battery, but you can get 25 minutes of runtime. And another thing that I did want to talk about on this is the new clipless system. This is the best one yet. It is so easy to get this on and off. I even got dust, dirt, and grime in there, and this thing just pops on and off every single time. So they just keep improving the Grom every time it comes out, and I am extremely pleased with this one. I'm thinking about going ahead and buying my boys one each and just having some races just like we did, set up the cones and just go out and have a blast with these. They're super durable. I flipped this thing, I tumbled this thing, I ran it into the fence a couple times, did not break a single thing. The new diffs seem to be handling all that power just fine, and the handling on this thing is amazing as well. So all in all, this gets a 9.5 out of 10 for me. You know, one gripe about the battery is just because I'm on the super hobby side of things, but for anybody else that's getting into this system does work very well for them. So I love this thing, highly recommended for $150. So don't forget to support your local hobby shops. Bash, crawl, repeat. Hit that subscribe and like button for me and ring the bell so you can catch my next video. We'll see you next time.